put the 90-minute performance together, and once we do that, I think we'll get the win.
You guys are making it very exciting at the end of games right now. I know that's got to be nice, but at the same time, you know, I'd like to pick up 3 points.
I mean, I think if we just bring that energy into the first half, it's a completely different game. So, yeah, we feed off that energy, I think, really well here. And once it gets loud, I think it just kind of grows for us, and it becomes almost like a 12th man. And yeah, definitely helps having the home crowd.
And if you each could just talk about your goals, how you saw it coming, just take us through it.
Well, my goal was just a great service from Sav and just getting in a good position to get on it. I also just think we were on the front foot from that. So getting the foul, drawing the foul, and getting crosses in, we were always just getting people in the box, which was a big advantage for us in the second half.
It's going to be their back post player, and I just let it kind of roll off her, and I knew Katie Lund was going to have to get across her goal, so I just focused on putting it back across the goal, back post, and made good contact on it and put it right where it needed to go. So fortunate for that to hit the back of the net.
Growing up in Monrovia and then going to USC and having my family and friends here just like makes my off-field experience a lot more enjoyable. So it makes me just like happier and more excited to be on the field, and it definitely feels like a full circle moment for me just growing up in this area, and then I would always wish there was a professional team here. So it felt really special to be here, and everything happens for a reason, and I really believe that it was meant to be here.
Yeah, for sure. And then just for either of you, speaking about just this momentum, how do you hope to keep that going, especially with kind of just a lot going on in next week's Challenge Cup game, and then of course thinking ahead of that SD rival game coming up too?
Yeah, I think a big thing for us is that we actually are home both the next 2 games, and so that's huge. Whenever you have a 3-game week like this, it's really important that you get to sleep in your own bed. That seems really silly and simple, but not having to travel, getting to go about your daily routine and not having to worry about all the external factors is huge. So I think, after the game we spoke about making sure that we recover properly, making sure that we do whatever we need to do in order to show up back again on Wednesday. And the mindset is 3 points. We're focused on Wednesday's game, and that's the beginning of Challenge Cup, and I think, we really want to make a good run in that. We don't want to just put that aside and be like, oh, well, it's an extra tournament. We really want to get results out of that, and I think it'll be a good test. So, that's the game that we're focused on for now, and just have to take one game at a time. You can do it.
Positive takeaways. I think that we definitely showed the grit in our team, and that we will fight to the end, and I think that we never gave up, and I think that's a really important characteristic and value to have for a team and to build off of. So I think that was a really strong point for us. I think it's different. It's definitely going to be different just because it is in the middle of the season. There's going to be games, and it's going to have a different look and appeal. So sometimes at the beginning, you're still trying to form bonds and relationships with players, and I think now that it's going to be mixed in, it's going to be a different feel. And depth's going to be important for us too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting once we get into end of May, June, when games are coming thick and fast. We have a lot of games between now and July 9th or 10th, I believe, and so the consistency of performances is going to be a huge challenge, and something that we're going to focus on so that we don't, you put all your eggs in one basket. We really want to focus on every single game that comes our way. I don't know if it was fatigue per se. I just think that we didn't show up like we needed to show up in the first half. I think, like I said earlier, from an individual and a collective standpoint, the energy wasn't there, and we didn't do what we needed to do, both on and off the ball. And you saw in the second half, fatigue wasn't an issue. Like, we had the energy, we had everything that we needed to be able to go and get 2 goals back. So I think that's just something that we have to focus on as a group going forward, that it's not a fatigue issue and we can't blame that. It's a mentality issue of, showing up from minute 1 all the way to minute 100 or however many minutes we have to play. We have to bring the same energy all the way through, and I think we've had really good moments in our first 3 games now, and we've shown that, but we really need to put a collective 90-minute performance in order to really, earn our 3 points.
How do you think you guys can work on that mentality?
I think it's just making sure, we talk about in training our daily habits, making sure that we don't have, moments in training where it's lows and then come back up and lows again. We really focus on that a lot, and I think it's a work in progress. Every team kind of struggles with it at the beginning of the season, especially with chemistry, building relationships, how the team's going to respond to certain moments in games. But I think, as a collective, we know what we need to do and we know our job at hand. And I think you'll see, the next couple of games that we're really going to focus on putting a complete performance together.
Thank you.